Greetings, this is Dr. Douglas Maurer from iMedical Apps with another medical app review. Today we're taking a look at an app for radiology called Sublux. This app was shown to me by one of my colleagues and I was immediately impressed by it. The app's purpose is to help non-radiologists with basic plain radiography interpretation as well as management. You can see when you open the app, it has the body broken down into its constituent parts. If you go to the menu here to the side, you will see a little primer on the basics of x-rays, what to order, how to spot a fracture, describing fractures. Let's take a look at that. Walks you through the steps, open, closed, direction, does it involve joint line, where is it, position, displacement, angulation, etc. Essentially helping you on the telephone with your orthopedic colleagues as to how to best describe a fracture. If you want the absolute basics, it walks you through a little bit of that. This section could be a bit more detailed, obviously, but it is meant to be the basics. Let's take a look at a section. So let's go to shoulder. You can see here it shows you the AP view. You can also switch to look at other views of the shoulder, such as a lateral Y view. Let's move back to AP. It walks you through the steps of looking at an AP shoulder view, from looking at the acromion and clavicle, corticoclavicular space, head of the humerus, glenoid cavity, checking the other bones for fractures, etc. It then allows you, if we go back to the very beginning, you can put labels on all these bones so that you can see exactly what's there. You can also then click on injuries and it will walk you through common injuries. So for example, AC joint disruption, it shows you that injury. You can put the labels on it, so it will show you why that would be injured. You can take the injury off or add it back to compare before and after. You can click on information and it gives you the basics of an AC sprain, what to look for in the x-ray, and then the basics of management. I love the fact that it includes what they're claiming is evidence-based management. Unfortunately, there aren't really any references for those management recommendations. So you can take that with what you want, but you can just see how awesome it is to see this information and the labeling for all these different areas. Some types of injuries only have one view, others have multiple views. Going back to our beginning again, we can look, for example, here at the foot. Basics of the foot, put our labels on. Again, see all those numerous foot bones there in the midfoot. Look at the different injuries. So if you want to look at a Liz Frank injury, you can see here. If you're not sure, you can look at the before and after and see this displacement here. It describes this dislocation. It labels it so you can see it more clearly. That particular one only has one view. If you go back to foot though, you can see there's lateral views of the foot that are available. Again, you can put the labels on, leave them off, and look at the step-by-step of how to evaluate a lateral foot film. The app does this for all these areas here, and it's not just musculoskeletal. If you go into the abdomen, for example, there's injuries such as pneumonia, and walks you through what to look for on that particular view, both frontal as well as lateral, giving you information of typical findings, management, and again, labeling is available on all these different views. It's really a super slick app, and as you can see, it works like a charm. You also have bowel obstruction, perforated viscus, etc. Note it's only limited though to plain radiographs, no information on, for example, CT imaging. So things I like about the app, as you can see, it's slick, it's easy to use. I love the fact you can put these labels on and off, that it takes you step by step through looking at a sequence for each type of film so that you don't miss any of the key steps. Here again, critical C-spine imaging, and then has classic injuries. If you're still not sure, it will show you those and have information on tips and tricks for interpretation as well as management. Some things I don't like about it, it's a little bit limited in scope, as we said, only plain films, but boy does it do a great job with those. There isn't any pinch to zoom, for example, on these films. You can't really blow them up or shrink them down. You're just kind of stuck with the image they give you, and sometimes that can be a little tricky. And currently, the app is not available for Android. So this is my look at the app Sublux. This is Dr. Douglas Maurer from iMedical Apps. Take care.